Do you mind if I have a look at that?
Sure. Go ahead.
What is up, my Fromville and Losties? Back here again with another edition of From Lost, exploring the similarities and connections of two of my favorite things in the whole wide world. Today's discussion, we focus on Fromland's The 3+1. We talking about you, Vampire Fatima. Are the battle lines being drawn and the dark forces in Fromland have their new recruits in place? Oh, great ancestors, do you have the knowledge to impart upon us today?
We have to go back!
Ancestor Jack has spoken. We have to go back. Let's get into it. Today's From Lost Connection, we're going to look at the 3+1. Oh, I do believe Fatima is on her way to the dark side. But as we know right now, there's definitely something dark brewing inside of Randall. Juile, maybe Marielle has full-blown embraced it as she's more calm than her other two counterparts. I believe all these three are sleeper agents, I would like to call them at the moment, and can be set off at any time. But what led to this eerie feeling in the pit of the stomachs of Randall and Juile, who's trying to comfort her brother that she's not going to the dark side in the last episode? But I don't know, we shall see. Everybody's favorite flying insect, the cicadas. This leads me to my first lost similarity, which is infection or sickness.
He was sick.
Sick.
Took them one after the other.
Now, back in Danielle Russo's early days on the island, her and the French team were introduced to the smoke monster. During this encounter, Smokey drags the Frenchman, forget his name, down the hill, so to say, and this is where Russo's baby daddy proceeds to go into the dark hole to rescue him, right? We don't see the events that happen after this, but we later get a face-off between Danielle and Robert, her lover, who we know has been somehow possessed or claimed by MIB, but Russo simply refers to this as the sickness. Later on, we see the leader of the temple. Dogan used the same exact terminology to describe Saeed after he was seemingly brought back to life after being shot by young Ben. What a sad way to go out, right? Now let's go back to Fromville season 2 during the music box incident. Cicadas were unleashed upon the town, chose their 3 victims. Now, we thought they were safe once the box was destroyed, but there seems to be lingering effects going on in season 3. I believe the 3 have had their own version of an infection, so to say, as 2/3 of the 3 can't seem to shake off this weird feeling they have inside of them. By the way, no connection, but did you also know there was a music box inside Lost?
You see? Some things can be fixed. Do you mind if I have a look at that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Now, don't be silly. There are no magical entity field music boxes in the show, but the appearance of one in both shows. How uncanny. Off that side note, let's go back to the music box. Destroyed. Should have stopped this altogether, right? Well, what if once the cicada entity took over, it was too late? Almost as if they let it talk to them.
What do you mean?
You decided the moment you let him talk to you, just like the rest of us. So, you know, whether you like it or not, you're with him now.
Hello, Saeed. Now, why'd you go and do that?
Even in Fromville's version of being claimed, I felt like in From season 3, episode 4, the monster saying, "We get to keep Randall," seemed to solidify that this guy is playing on their team now. Now, this still has to play out. I don't know if he's totally going to the dark side or if they just messed him up and wanted to send a message with him almost in this sacrificial like position on that ambulance. Definitely seems like a message to me. Now, before we end today's From Lost episode, I'll leave you with this question. Is it too late for our 3+1? I said in my review of From episode 4 that I believe there's a chance this cicada entity can be fought off. Kind of like it converts whoever succumbs to it mentally. That's what I think maybe what's going on. Let's go to 2 of the claimed in Lost, Saeed and Claire, who definitely seem to be on the dark side after the events of the temple. However, they still had free will, right? In a sense, as both of them later on found redemption somewhat. Saeed sacrificing himself on the submarine. Boom, y'all remember that? And Claire basically decided to leave Man in Black on the island by himself and get on that plane and get the hell out of there, right? So, I think the same can be said in From season 3. Julie feels this uneasy feeling, but it seems like she's fully aware and she might be able to resist it. Randall kind of the same way. On the other side, Fatima is drinking blood for the Fromville Antichrist, and Marielle is a little too comfortable and looking after that baby with great care. But this has been today's From Lost. Are the Fromville 3 on the verge of becoming agents of the entity, or is there salvation from this infection? You guys let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to check out more From Lost connections here on the playlist. Slap that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.